Hello everybody, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV full story playthrough. My name is Foxy Games. When we last left off, we finished up our business with the Warring Triad, and we earned ourselves a new member of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn in Unukalai. But now we return to the main story. We have to talk to our boy Alphino and our girl Tataru. Much as I worry for the future of Ishgard, the fate of our missing friends concerns me even more. Indeed. What about Ida, Papalimo, and Menphelia? Get out of the way, Gilly. Alphino, Foxy, I've been looking all over for you. We've received news regarding Flahamine, Horibolder, and Coltene. Really? Has something happened? No, it's nothing bad. Quite the opposite, in fact. It seems that once they learned the Scion's good name had been restored, they boarded the next ship bound for Limsa Laminza. It should be arriving any moment now. It's easy to forget how useful link pearls are, isn't it? When they work, I mean. And you don't mind being spied on. Quite. But what wonderful news! To think our reunion is close at hand. A pleasure to see you too, Alphino. Ah, Thancred. And Kryle. What brings the two of you here? Kryle and I have been looking into how we might track down Menphelia. We may have just found the answer. Foxy, when you were fleeing Ul'dah with Menphelia, you said that Hydaelyn spoke to her shortly before you parted ways, yes? Well, assuming that is true, and I see no reason to suspect it is not, it seems reasonable to conclude that Hydaelyn commanded her to remain behind. That is to say, the Mother Crystal directly interceded to guide Menphelia. Admittedly, this is all still quite hypothetical, but I propose that such intervention, however subtle, must surely leave some residual trace, a lingering disturbance in the ether, or ripple, if you will. In order to establish the existence of such ripples, of course, we will require suitable data. Fortunately, I know where such data can be found. The battleground where Foxy felled the Ultima weapon, and the site of my personal ignominy. 'Twas there that Hydaelyn intervened to shield her from the magic I invoked. Kryle and I will infiltrate the castrum and analyze the ether therein. The two of you? Alone? I have a proven knack for subterfuge, and I am confident there will be sufficient nooks and crannies in which to hide Kryle while the patrols pass. Besides, if you and Foxy come along, who will see to Flamine's grand homecoming? When you put it like that, very well, I will trust in your plan. I know not whether this data will yield any means to find Menphelia, but it will at the very least eliminate another avenue of inquiry. Tataru and I will return to the Rising Stones and make preparations for our comrade's return. Might I impose upon you to meet them at the Lumenzen docks? Then I shall see the four of you at the Rising Stones. Safe travels. Good on Boulder and Coltene to keep Flahamine safe for such a long time. I mean, really, it must have been months in-game at this point. Look at that outfit. Holy shit. Ah, there are three faces we haven't seen in some time. If it isn't Foxy Games. Really, you didn't have to come all this way just for us. Sure I did. Is that... By the gods, it is you! Well met, Foxy, well met! Oh, Foxy, how have you been? Come here, let me have a good look at you. Thank the 12. One hears the strangest tales in foreign lands. I've worried about you all every day. We would have sent word sooner, but the Braves afforded us no opportunity. When they fell upon us in the market, it was all we could do to escape. Tataru found her way to you, of course, but we were forced to seek shelter aboard a Hanish vessel. It pained us not being there when you needed us most, But we made the most of it, didn't we, Coltonay? Studied and trained from dusk till dawn, we did. We would have sent word sooner, but we knew not whom to trust, and with the vast distance. But those dark days are behind us at last. I shall be glad indeed to return home and speak with my daughter. Ooh. Also, she kind of looks like Elsa with that shawl-looking thing. What do you mean she's missing? How could you let this happen? Forgive me, I'm sure you are doing everything in your power to find her. As Thancred must be. He watched over her from the first, long before me. And he will watch over her to the last. I shall pray for her safe return, and busy myself in the meantime. For a certainty, there is much more to be done. The braves may have bloodied us, but the path remains. We shall not be swayed from it. Aye, that's the spirit. To the Scions and a long overdue reunion. Huzzah! Well, there you have it. To the Rising Stones. I'm sorry, Lamine. We're trying to find her. Hey, look, it's totally not Thancred.
Well done, sir. And with that, I believe we are ready to proceed.
Let us be about our business, then. The next patrol may not be so credulous.
Why must you be so disappointingly brusque? You're not at all as Minfilia described, you know. I don't think you favored me with so much as a single compliment since we set out.
I mean, Kryl, you're a fucking Lalafell. It'd be weird.
Tell me, did your time in the wilderness sap you of all your charm? Or are you holding it in reserve for your beloved?
This is neither the time nor the place.
Ooh, you have changed,
Well, call me
Thancred.
old-fashioned, but when I'm risking life and limb infiltrating an Imperial castrum, I like to be sure of my comrades' motivations.
I see now where Alphino gets it from. Minfilia is dear to me. It is true. But not in the way you think. 15 years passed, when she was still but a child. There was an incident at a parade. A Gubu broke free of its fetters and ran amok through the streets of Ul'dah. Had I been more attentive, I could have prevented it. But I was distracted, and her father was killed. I feared she would never recover. But in the years that followed, she showed herself to be more resilient than I had ever imagined. And when she learned of her gift, she did not flinch from the responsibility, but sought to guide others on the path. She touched the hearts of all around her. Mine, Louisoix, every Scions. In those dark days following the calamity, she was our guiding light, our hope for a brighter future. She had so many dreams, and I would give anything to make them come true.
Also notice one of Thancred's eyes has changed color like Y'shtola's have.
My apologies. I can see she means the world to you. I did not mean to pick at old scars.
No harm done, I assure you. But fair is fair, my lady. What is Minfilia to you?
You mean you don't know? Only my dearest friend. When I finally emerged from my torpor, I learned that nary a day had passed without her asking after me. She never gave up hope. And neither will I.
Then for Minfilia's sake, let us pray that these vestiges of Hydaelyn's intervention will lead us to her.
banquets become a bit more serious. But then again, they are in the middle of an imperial castrum. Castrum Meridianum. No, the Praetorium, for that matter. Ah, here are our friends. Home at last. I must make my rounds and see who remains. Quite a few people, actually. Ah, it's great to be back in the toll. Ah, it even smells like adventure. It feels good to be home again. To think that everyone is waiting for us just beyond those doors. Friends and family with whom we've shared so much. Gods help me, but the older I get, the more sentimental I become. Come, let us not keep them waiting. That's a mood right there. I've never been as sentimental as I am these days. I'm not even that old. Ah, here's everyone. And there they are at last. Thank the 12. Nothing like a homecoming to lift everyone's spirits. Thanks for bringing them back, Foxy. Alian and Euphemie. When our comrades betrayed us, I feared all was lost. How wrong I was. We must tell the children at once. They've always been so fond of Hori. It's true, they were kind of like his fan club. Wait, oh, speak with all the Scions. Yeah, I will, eventually. I worry that Ergmus, God, that name, is getting a bit carried away, but I suppose I can overlook it on this occasion. Oh, he's guzzling booze. Oh, you do with a much more of that around here. Heartfelt reunions with stalwart companions brings a bloody tear to the eye. Oh God. Well, let's talk to Flamine. Alian, Euphemie, it fills my heart to with joy to see you both hale and healthy. And what of Higiri? She's well, though abroad on a mission at present. It just wasn't the same without you. Welcome back, my lady. Indeed, it really wasn't. This place is just, it's more and more full every day. First Ochre and now Hori. A passing fancy I could suffer, but this? She's hopeless, utterly hopeless. Oh. Fangirling, I suppose. Aye, I heard it all from Eliane. So where is she? If I'm to greet the Songstress of Ul'dah, I would do so on my feet. To secret oneself in a ship's hold to secure safe passage to a faraway land. This is a tale we know all too well. When they are well rested, I would like to seek a formal introduction. Why wait, my friend? Come, there's no need to be shy. Pray grant me a moment longer at least, though I am happy to oblige you. My legs are rather less accommodating. Oh, have you been drinking too? Or are you just bashful? Oh my, decisions. Oh, I see. She's got a thing for both Hori and Ochre. Also, her outfit's adorable. Speaking of Ochre. Huzzah! He is returned! Together, my brother and I shall serve the Scions till the breaking of an 8th dawn. Let's not think about any 8th calamities, okay? 7 have been enough. Ochre! What in the 7 hells drove my little brother to come to Mordona? Why, you, brother. You and the Scions, of course. For 1,000 days I trained that I might grow as strong as you. That I might fight alongside you. Yet now that you're here, I sense that you've surpassed me once more. No, do not tell me. You trained with the Hannish, did you not? Your eyes do not deceive, brother. I have studied the trials of the braves, and drunk deep of the souls of mine enemies. Jeez, that's intense. Glad though I am to be home, I cannot help but think of those who have yet to return. Once you've settled in, I would join in the search. You're too good for us, Coultonay. This place really does feel like just one big group of friends, and it's lovely. Of course, Hori's getting smashed. It's been so long since I've seen them all like this. Too long. 'Twas the chaos born of my foolish ambition which forced them to flee. Though they are returned, there are others yet missing, others whom we cannot forsake. We'll find them, Alphino, I know we will. Minfilia, Ida, Papalimo, every last one. And when they walk through those doors, we'll be here to welcome them home. With me at the head of the queue, of course. One day we'll all be home together. And Alphino, as usual, is too hard on himself. Sure, it was the Braves that drove everybody apart, but so many of these people wouldn't even be here if not for the Braves. It'll all be like it was, just you wait and see. No, it'll be better. Mayhap it is for the best that I remain ignorant of the details, otherwise I might be tempted to do something rash. I will place my faith in you all and the 12 to see her return to me. Good idea. Now that Lady Flamine and the others have returned, we can redouble our efforts to find Ida and Papalimo. If only we had some inkling of where they went when they left Pearl Lane. A shame that Higiri was not here to welcome Lady Flamine home. Still, it shall be a pleasure to see the look on her face when she returns and learns of her homecoming. Any more to say, people? I know. I'll look after him and see that he's fit for duty. Oh, very good. About time everyone came back to the toll. There's still a few missing, like young Wilrid. Ooh. Been too long since that boy and I had a drink. Has nobody told you that Wilrid was murdered? Oh dear. But I don't understand. I was the healer on those expeditions. How could she have... Oh gods. I was sleeping less than 10 foams away. I have no sister. Oh jeez. Are you referring to what I think you're referring to? Oh dear. Lately, I've been practicing calisthenics every morning to stay loose and limber. In fact, I think I might be able to be fit to venture out into the field again once more. A warrior should not boast or brag of his accomplishments, so it was taught to me by my father and by his father before him. Yet I must admit that I delight in hearing the young ones tell of their adventures, their eagerness, their boldness. It is comforting and inspirational both. When the time comes to reclaim what was lost, I know they will rise to the challenge. Why not both? Oh jeez, do you really want to fuck a Rogadin? 2 Rogadins? Especially this... Well, okay, his hair is... He's like... I don't know, dude. Perceptive as ever, brother. Aenor and I have taken part in many a mission together, and through adversity have forged unbreakable bonds. Indeed, her skillful administrations have provided much comfort. Oh, jeez. Enough about me, brother. What of your escapades, and what of this fetching young lady with whom you seem so well acquainted? Oh, I read that backwards, but whatever. Looks like Hori is off to a smashing start. Mayhap I should leave them to it and set about being sociable myself. Besides, I'd rather not be around when these 2 rising stones begin to clash. Oh, Hori and Ochre? Yeah, they're gonna be constantly testing each other's strength. What about you back there, Vamatia? We haven't spoken to you in a while. Oh, I think I've read everything. She's here. He... Is that a guy? I imagine it's a guy. It's a Tia. Yeah, it is a guy. Ish. Thancred and Kryl contacted us a short while ago. It would seem that their foray into Castrum Meridianum bore fruit. They asked that we rendezvous with them in Ystolin, Idleshire, where they will share their findings. Rude though it is to depart without speaking to the guest of honor, I expect she will forgive me if I return with her daughter. Oh, let's hope. Ah, here are our friends. How is Flamine, by the way? Enchanting as ever, I trust. I shall have to pay my respects when the time allows. By showering her with compliments, I'm sure. 'Twas rather less than I had hoped, though mayhap I asked too much. Well, that's not a good sign. My apologies, I see I'm the last to arrive. So, what news do you have for us? Well, as we postulated, there were indeed what appeared to be remnants of an unexplained disturbance in the ether at the scene of the Ultima weapon's destruction. A ripple at odds with the presiding pattern. Are you sure it wasn't Ultima? The heart of Sabik? Though faint, the waveforms bore a strong resemblance to those observed following the destruction of the Isle of Val, when I believe Heidelin shielded me with the blessing of light. To confirm our findings, we paid a visit to the Sildi aqueducts. There, we detected the same waveform, but orders of magnitude larger, as one would expect of a more recent disturbance. Heidelin, there is no other explanation. But there is more. When I studied the site where Y'shtola used flow, it appeared that not 2 but 3 beings had been affected. Yet unlike Y'shtola and Thancred, there was no trail to follow. Our unknown third party was simply there, and then not there. Now recall your visions of a vast floating crystal in a sea of ether. Though this, too, is but a theory, studies of gifted subjects suggest that, when communing with Heidelin, we briefly leave our bodies behind. So let us consider the facts. 1. Heidelin interceded. 2. A third being was caught in Y'shtola's flow and vanished without a trace. And 3. Heidelin may have the capacity to summon the consciousnesses of gifted individuals to her side. You are implying, I take it, that Heidelin guided Minfilia into the compass of my magic, that she might summon her, body and soul, onto the ethereal sea. In which case, we must needs continue our search there. For a blessing, the means to do so already exists. I speak of the Antitower, a Charlian construction conceived to provide scholars a vantage point over the ethereal sea. Though I know not where its entrance lies, we need only ask its last custodian, a contrary old crone who, for another blessing, refused to join the Exodus. Master Matoya was the keeper of the Antitower? I had no idea. Then our course is clear. We must petition her aid once again. She's gonna get sick of seeing us. Well, there's no helping it. On to Master Matoya's tower. I said tower, didn't I? She doesn't live in a tower, she lives in a fucking cave, and oh, that's a cute outfit. Probably a blue mage thing. Ah, here we are once again. I swear, every time she sees us waltzing in through this door, she probably wants to die a little. Hello, Frog. I do love the music in here, though. And I never played the first Final Fantasy game, I mean the very first, but apparently Matoya was a character in that. Oh, what a surprise. Well, what secrets have you come to extract from me this time? Ah, though it pains me to admit it, your words strike close to the mark. We humbly ask that you grant us entry to the Antitower, that we might use it to seek a friend who we believe has been transported to the ethereal sea. And who told you I could do such a thing, I wonder? Who else? The tower was abandoned to its magical keepers 15 years ago. They have the run of the place now. If that is no deterrent to you, then by all means. Is that all? I felt sure you would seek to dissuade us from our course, given your role as custodian. Role? Hardly. The Forum foisted the title on me. During the Exodus, every entrance to the Antitower was sealed save one. My role consists of making sure no one with ill intent sneaks through it. Such was the Forum's final order to me. Well, I can remove the wards right now. Will you be going or not? We will, Master Matoya. We will do whatever it takes to find Minfilia. We'll see about that. Foxy can go. Take the magicless rogue too if you like. He's of no use to me. The rest of you will stay and work, and I'll hear no argument. Those are my terms. Oh, and I should be delighted to accompany you. Lead the way, Foxy. Thancred, no. Your etheric flow has been compromised. Do not deny it. To venture into an environment so thick with ether, so close to the ethereal sea, would be to risk further impairment, or worse. But Minfilia could be in there waiting for us. And you could die. And for what? If she is waiting beyond, Foxy will find her. Trust in her. Have faith. Damn it all. Bring her back to us. I'm sure gonna try, Thancred. To the antitower we go. But before we do, we'll have a quick chat. To be clear, I don't mind if you take others with you. I expect you'll need the help. But this lot are staying with me. That's fine. The least she could do is let me go in Thancred's place. No, Alphino, you gotta stay. Long did I wonder what waited beyond that door. Several times in my youth I even tried to open it, but the wards placed upon it were far beyond my skill to dispel. Be that as it may, I hardly think the work of 3 Scions fair trade for its opening. Well, unfortunately, you don't get to decide that. Whatever it takes, do you hear me? Whatever it takes. You got it, buddy. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure what you'll need to do once you reach the bottom, but you've always been resourceful, so we'll figure it out. Also, before I go, fix my stuff. My god, it's probably looking actually not that bad, to be honest, but hey. Anyway, now we go to the antitower. Welcome to the antitower. That guy is poorly dressed. But that's okay. Dear God, what is that on his head? Oh no, it's a slime. Oh well. This place has pretty music. This first part, you're kind of limited to how far you can pull things just by virtue of the paths being blocked until you take care of the trash. Man, it's been a while since you've done just a regular dungeon, isn't it? Look at that beautiful scenery, too. This place is great. One of my favorite dungeons. Face this way, please. A lot of crazy shit in this place. This person's name is I Am Your Daddy. That's great. This way, please. Oh, there's more of them. I'm also paralyzed. That's not good. That's the most annoying status effect. Ah, but it's dead. God, this guy's a dancer too. Jesus. Alright, first boss. Zero Rago. His mechanics are really not that complicated. And I did not mean to Sheltron there, but whatever. Alright, don't stand next to those bubbles. Also, don't stand in front of that while he's casting it. Alright. We have to kill these guys. Also, 2 of our players have been turned into frogs. And they should be back to normal now. Let's not be near those. Alright. I am now stunned. Ow, 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 ow. It hurts. But thankfully he is now dead. And this gear... oh, it's shit. Fly. We are now inside the tower proper, and it's delightfully whimsical. Oh dear, I'm lagging a little. Also, all of these treasure coffers are mimics. No, they're not. I lied to you. Grab these homunculi. Come here, you. No, don't run away. Run to me if you get aggro. Come on, that's MMO's 101 here. If you get aggro, you run to the tank. You don't run around like a headless chicken. Ugh. Also, goop. Let's bring him down. Motherfuckers. To me. And here comes some more homunculi. And I can't think of the word homunculus without thinking of Full Metal Alchemist. And if you haven't watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Well, welcome to Anime 101, I guess. It's good. Watch it. It's fucking amazing. Next up, we have Ziggy. I remember Giggity from A Realm Reborn, that stupid Spriggan who had the stone we needed, or crystal, whatever. Fuck, I don't know. Realm Reborn was like a bad dream. Not really, but... Oh yeah, these things need to die. Anyway, this guy's a bit like Ziggy, in that he likes big rocks. Also... Oh wait, no, we're good, we're good. Come here. Alright. He's going to point at a random member of the group and start zapping them with a big laser. That player needs to hide behind those rocks. He did not hide behind the rock that time. And now the rocks have exploded. And we would go for the rocks, but let's be honest, he's already dead. Nothing we can use, then it can go away. Deeper inside. Come here, you. Bring him further down, further down. There's gonna be a lot of AoE. Just be calm and trust in your friends. And try not to present your back to everybody. Hello, friends. Why would you run ahead, you tard? Okay, everybody, face this way, please. Oh, there's more. Please kill the Magus first. It casts the scarier abilities. Or, you know, whatever. And when the last enemy is dead, we reach the, well, they call it the upper reaches, but it's actually the lowest point in the tower. And we come upon this nightmare. We are Calcabrina, adorable dolls. Terrible dolls, yip-hoo-hoo. Terrible is right. Adorable, not so much. Okay. Well, let's go play with some toys. Oh right, they don't give a fuck about aggro. They do, however, like to use big AoEs. And if you think that's the end of them, you're wrong. The true form of this horrible nightmare. Also, its Tank Buster actually hurts. Alright, as soon as that cast goes off, everyone's going to have to hit it from the front. Something that the rest of these guys don't get, apparently. Alright, two players are going to be transformed into dolls. And we need to break them out as soon as possible. Because the boss is now slamming its head against the ground and causing large AoEs. But it's fine. Do not look in that boss's direction when you get that. And down it goes. Yeah, it's pretty fucked. I don't like it. That is 10 pounds of nope in a 5-pound bag. But at least it's gone. Our commendation goes to our lovely healer, as usual. It's a pretty robe, but we cannot use it. So did we find Minfilia? That's the real question.
Through time and space hast thou journeyed unto me, as I knew thou wouldst.
That's not Heidelin's voice.
We are the word of the Mother. We, who were once called Minfilia. Much time hath passed for thee since the bloody banquet, since I hearkened to her word. Mother, Heidelin guided me towards Y'shtola and Thancred. that I might be swept up in their flow and delivered unto the ethereal sea. There, adrift and alone, her voice silent once more, I prayed for those we have lost, for those we can yet save. To her I would make an offering. We speak now with one voice, one will, one word. Unto thee we bequeath the most precious of gifts, the truth which lieth at the heart of this world. Thus do we beseech thee once more. Hear, feel, think. Before there was life, in the depths of the ethereal sea, light and dark did once dwell as one. But the darkness coveted power, and the balance was broken. Thus was I forced to banish him unto the distant heavens, to forever remain apart, a moon bound. In sundering the star did we cry out, and the barriers twixt planes chanced to falter. Across 10 and 3 were we then divided, reflections of the source, each possessed of a shard. Zodiac longeth to be made whole. For his restoration, for his resurrection, his servants labor without cease. They seek to tear down the barriers which surround the source. Thus do they rejoice in their ardor, in your calamities, for each marks a rejoining. Seven times have they succeeded. 7 times hath the darkness grown stronger. 7 times have I failed. The Scions cannot be suffered to continue. This is my final. The crystal's power is all but spent. With what remains, I will return you to the shore of the ethereal sea. Blessed children, go forth and seek. Seek.
Thank the 12! Did you find her? Did you find Minfilia?
the mother? I'm not sure I understand.
Nor am I. Cryle?
As unbelievable as it sounds, I see no reason to doubt her. The word's tale. No one was more sensitive to the will of Hydaelyn than Minfilia. And if Hydaelyn has grown so weak that she can barely make herself heard, it is not hard to see why Minfilia, having joined with her, might struggle to maintain her own form.
What? Why would she need to maintain her own form? Are you saying she's gone? But that cannot be! Not now. Not after all we have accomplished. We were meant to usher in the dawn's light together.
She threw herself on the fire to fuel your dawn's light, boy. You'll just have to usher it in on your own.
Cold and harsh, but it's the truth.
Must you be so ungentle?
Tell me about the Scions, boy.
The Scions of the Seventh Dawn lay before Eorzea's salvation. Whenever the realm is threatened, be it by Primal, Ascian, Garlean, or any other, we take up arms in her defense, that all in Eorzea may live to see a brighter tomorrow.
And that's very noble of you. But in chasing after these lofty goals of yours, you seem to have lost sight of some basic truths. To win a war, you must be willing to do whatever it takes. To fight, to kill, and if necessary, to die. The path you've chosen is paved with the dead. Walk it with your eyes open, or not at all.
I know the truth of which you speak, and have from the first. If the Ascians will go to any length to resurrect their god, then we must needs be as committed to our cause, to unmask them and their schemes, and to crush them both utterly. Come, there is much to be done.
Yes, of course.
Thancred, wait! No, this is all wrong.
A sobering result. We went in with hope, and we came out crushed. 'Tis a blessed few who get to choose how and when and for what they die. Not that you need reminding, I suppose, but that boy... For all the suffering he has known, he still clings to the notion that there is a cosmic justice, morality by which we are saved or condemned. And there isn't. She's right. It hurts. The world isn't fair. She's not coming back, is she? She did what she thought was best. I know that. I do. To give all for her beliefs was ever her way. So will we, as we must. What greater calling could there be than to stand against the dark as defenders of the light? And yet, where does it end? The sacrifice, the loss. I wish I had the answer. I must ask that you not breathe a word of this to any of the others at the Rising Stones, especially Flamine. I will brief Tataru on what we have learned, as well as Urianger. He may have insight into what the word told us. As for you, Foxy, after all you've done, I would say you've earned a rest. But speaking of well-earned rewards, I received a missive from Sir Aymeric while you were away. 'Twould seem he is planning a ceremony of some sort and would like you to attend. He did not divulge the details, preferring instead to explain in person. Mayhap you should pay him a visit. Pray take some time to rest. I think I may as well. Oh, and should you decide to visit Sir Aymeric at the congregation, do be sure to give him my regards. Well, I think seeing Sir Aymeric would be a nice palate cleanser to this negativity. Okay, and coming back to Ishgard, I did happen upon Rowena's representative over here, and she sells armor that you can buy with tomestones, and I just realized I could buy some new armor. I am going to glamour this shield to the House Fortom family shield, but look at this armor. This looks awesome, especially that side cape thing going on. Yeah, I like it. I like it quite a bit. I haven't gotten all of it, I didn't have enough tomestones, but we're going to be getting more. I like this quite a bit.
A pleasure to see you again, my friend. I take it you received our invitation. Good, good. You of all people should be present. When the true brothers of the faith seized control of the vault, I feared the worst. Yet in adversity were we blessed with the promise of peace between man and dragon through Vidofnir's timely rescue of an innocent child. Timely, I say, though miraculous or providential might better describe the event. The gods themselves could not have devised a more fitting symbol of hope. Needless to say, we could scarce let such an opportunity pass us by. Which is why I set about making formal arrangements for a peace conference between our peoples. You and yours have done more to bring us together than any, and it is only right that you attend. But I confess that is not the only reason I would be glad to have you there. Given Nidhogg's implacable opposition to the peace, it is possible that he and his followers may attempt to disrupt proceedings, in which event, your presence would be a comfort to all in attendance. Pray understand, I have no wish to invite the worm's ire, but if our fractured nation is to heal, if we are to move forward as a people united, then we must do whatever is necessary to bring about lasting change.
Oh.
Tis nothing. Tis nothing. Lucia cautioned me against giving vent to my passions, lest my wounds reopen.
You have to take it easy, dude. You still haven't healed yet.
It has not been easy reaching out to our opponents in Ishgard, many of whom sympathized with the actions of the true brothers. But in so doing, we have limited the influence of the zealots. The people are ready, my friend. This conference must go ahead. I knew you would understand. The conference will take place on the border of Ishgardian and Dravanian territory in Falcon's Nest. Lucia is there seeing to the final preparations even as we speak. Pray join her at your earliest convenience. It would not do for the guest of honor to arrive late, after all. Oh, and one more thing. A drink! We should make time for one. Once the conference is concluded, I mean. By my reckoning, 'tis long overdue.
We can't burden him with our own problems. I recognize that look. It's hardly time for a drink considering what we've been going through look. It's the drink will not numb the pain of losing a dear friend look. But Sir Aymeric's done a lot for us. Can't exactly deny him. Also, I don't particularly like this headpiece. I think I'm just gonna... yeah, we'll turn that off. To Falcon's Nest we go. Also, Sir Aymeric, I don't think he's spoken for. Pretty sure he fancies the Warrior of Light. Unless, of course, he's got his eyes on Lucia over here. The Lord Commander said you'd come, Foxy. I love that sword we got. As you can see, preparations for the conference are proceeding apace. Mark well the curtain above. It conceals a relief that will be unveiled during the conference. The Masons labor day and night to see it finished on schedule. Sir Aymeric wanted a symbol which would endure long after this conference is concluded. I think you'll be pleased with the result. 'Twas not my war, but I made it mine, and to see it draw closer to a resolution fills me with a strange hope. His faith is infectious, is it not? His certainty that we can be better than we are. Forgive me, I'm rambling. You must be tired from your journey. Go, rest. I will not keep you. I mean, I teleported here, I'm fine. I guess teleporting is probably tiresome. You do have to focus on it. If you'd rather not take a rest, then why not take a walk around Falcon's Nest? Make your presence known to the people and so forth. In addition to those who have come from far and wide to attend this ceremony, you may meet Lords Artoriel and Emmanuel, who have graciously volunteered their services. They should be glad to see you. Now, if you would excuse me, I must needs return to my duties. You have fun, Lucia. Let's see. Redwald. I'm glad to see that the rumors were true. Well met, Mistress Games, and fear not. I've no intention of begging your aid with this or that. Everything appears to be in order. My only lingering concern is that one of the convictors may not have been informed of our plans. As I recall, Vidofnir may pass directly over their encampment. The last thing we need is a glory-seeking nobleman attempting to slay a Javanian ambassador to a peace conference. Pay me no mind. Worrying over unlikely possibilities is my duty. Yours is to relax and enjoy the festivities. Ishgard's proud standard flies over Falcon's Nest once more. We must see that it remains so. Ah, look at all the people. Aymeric, that name is familiar. Well, if it isn't the bandit hunter. Some House Halenart knights came through the other day singing your praises. Give those southern buffoons what for, eh? Emmanuel! Ah, still here, old girl. This really isn't the time. Oh dear. I will do my utmost to keep him out of trouble, but I may require your assistance later. I have no doubt. Artoriel! Taking a stroll around the hamlet? Very good, very good. We shall speak anon. Busy, of course. Some highborn merchant. I suppose we came a bit early, didn't we? Nevertheless, better early than late. That's true. Fugendet. Names. Everything looks to be in order. It's ought to miss. Let's see. What do you do here? Keep watch for dragons and heretics. What else? You never know when the enemy might strike. It is my duty to ensure that the reconstruction of Falcon's Nest proceeds apace. To that end, our craftsmen must be able to work without fear for their safety. House Durandare shares this responsibility with House Zamael. Should our efforts come to naught, both houses will have to answer to the Holy See. It seems like old dialogue, so I'm not going to worry about it. Do you know when everything's set to begin? I wasn't sure how many might come, so I thought it best to come early and find a spot with a great view. When I heard that Sir Aymeric was planning to make a speech, I knew I couldn't miss it. I mean, the man risked his own neck to rescue those hostages. How often do we get heroes like that in this day and age? And he's more than a fighter, too. He's a thinker, he is. He's got plans to better our lives, to change things, and he'll do it by the Fury. Me and my friends and family, we all believe he could do it. Well, that's good to see. How about you, sir? Bloody exciting, isn't it? Not just peace with the dragons, but with all them heretics besides. Don't misunderstand, we've all got a healthy fear of being bathed in dragon fire. That being said, the heretics did far more to hinder our efforts here in the past, so hearing that we're close to reconciliation comes as a great relief. Well, that's good. Some optimism. Nice to see in the face of all the terrible things that have occurred over the past few weeks or months or however long this whole thing's gone on. Is anybody else here with new dialogue? How about you, Alexandre? What's an adventurer like you doing in a place like this? Yep, nothing new. So let's fly back up here and speak with Arturel. How much has changed since we fought alongside each other in the vault? If you had told me then that we would soon be hosting a peace conference, I would have thought you a naive fool. Yet here we are, preparing to make that fantasy reality. And here I am, laboring to make it so. It's only because you're so responsible. Lord Arturel, if I may. Certainly, First Commander. How may I be of service? Some of the convictors are refusing to stand down. The majority were willing to do so, but a small party have instead pledged to engage any Dragvanians bound for Falcon's Nest. Fury, take me. They would defy Sir Aymeric's commands. If they dare attack Vidofnir, it will not come to that, but to see that it does not, we must needs hasten to their encampment. They should be far more reluctant to oppose us, were a Lord of House Fortom present. I understand completely. Let us depart at once. But ere we do, I must ask, would you look after Emmanuel while I'm away? As you know, he has ever been an impulsive, changeable child, but recently he seems to have been suffering from a bout of melancholy. I thought to lift his spirits by having him assist with guard duty, a simple but honorable charge, unlikely to expose him to danger given the presence of so many other knights. Alas, he's taken no interest, and I fear he may abandon his post in my absence. Wow, that sounds familiar. All I ask is that you keep an eye on him until I return. Exhausting though that may be. It's a simple task. We can do it. Thank you, my friend. I promise we will not be long. I'm more worried about you out there. But Lucia's with you. I'm sure you'll be fine. Oh, Emmanuel. Was that Lord Arturel leaving with the First Commander just now? Sure was. I'm rather busy at the moment, old girl. Guarding this tavern, as it were. Oh, I see now. Arturel thought I might be derelict in my duties, eh? The nerve of my brother to question my dedication. But since you are here, mayhap I can put you to proper use. The wasteland beyond the walls must be kept safe for travelers, yet I have been forbidden from leaving Falcon's Nest. It wouldn't do for our esteemed guest to be devoured by wolves, oh no. Yet that is precisely what will happen if we do not cull the roaming packs. Your map, if I may? Right there. Those are the points our scouts marked for patrol. I'll leave you to it, old girl. Come, Honoro. I must return to my rounds. Oh dear. Do be careful, my lady. Ah, we'll be fine. They're just wolves. Wasn't it not too long ago that we were riding across the plains out here on Chocobo? And now look at us. Taller, stronger, wiser, hardened by loss. But we press on. Come on, Ludos. We've got beasts to kill. And of course, they are actually wolves. Let's bring them in. Come on, then. Gonna make it difficult, are you? What's that noise? Oh, somebody's mining. I never messed much with crafting and gathering in this game. Maybe one day. More wolves. And that's that. Back to town we go. Oh, good. He's actually still here. I was afraid he'd wander off. Terrible imposition though it was, I am relieved that my lord did not think to tend to the wolves by himself. That would not have been good. Foxy Games, Wolfsbane! It pleases me to inform you that I have completed my rounds and that all is well in Falcon's Nest. Oh, and there was a grizzled fellow looking for you. You know, the one who made that arsonist confess. Clever, that. Oh, Thancred's here. Thancred, was it? He was asking after you. Anyway, once I noticed the garish weapons he was sporting, I deemed it a waste to leave him be. I dispatched him to an area I neglected to mark on your map. Yes, this one. If you hurry, he might still be there. Oh, Thancred. He must be tearing some stuff up to vent his frustrations. Well, he's definitely a bit farther out than I was. Poor Thancred. He knew Minfilia longer than any of us, except maybe Kryl. And he's definitely going to blame himself for the whole thing. Well, let's go find him. There you are, friend. Hopeful heretic. Stay your weapons, we come in peace. Lady Iceheart told us tales of Vidofnir. If she would trust in Sir Aymeric, then we too would hear what he has to say. But the wolves caught us unawares, and were it not for this man, we would have surely died. Well, even in your grief, you're still a good guy, Thancred. Fancy meeting you here, Foxy. 'Twas fortunate I came when I did. These two would not have fared well against the wolves on their own. The young lord wasted no time taking advantage of you, did he? And me, I suppose. Let us return to Falcon's Nest, then, and see what other thrilling tasks he may have for us. Oh, I'm sure there's plenty to do. You know, if I have any criticism for how this game handles quests, it's that there's a lot of running and back and forth. There's less of it in Heavensward, but the entirety of the Warring Triad was run to Azizla, go back to the Rising Stones, go back to Azizla again, and then return to the Rising Stones. I realized this was released in waves when it first came out, but damn. Hello again, friends. How wonderful you found Master Thancred. As ever, I could not help but fear the worst. Ah, you don't need to worry about some wolves. It's always the younger one, every time without fail. Siblings. And there they are, a pair of gallant heroes if I ever saw them. Comrades in arms, reunited at last. But your selfless by your selfless sacrifice have you guaranteed the safety of our many guests. On behalf of Ishgard, I thank you both. And with that, there is naught left to do but enjoy our well-earned respite. But you didn't do anything. Oh well. Oh, and this should of course go without saying, but let's keep those last few favors between us, yea? Our Twerell wouldn't understand. Right then, the first floor of those barracks has been converted into a tavern for the duration of the conference. Why don't you go and have something to eat? For once, a suggestion with which I agree. Go ahead, Foxy, I'll join you anon. That sounds good. Man, how long has it been since we've been able to just settle down?
Welcome, welcome. Find yourself an empty seat and I'll be with you in a moment. Cold out, isn't it? Here, a mug on the house. Let's get some colour back in them cheeks.
Reminds me of when we first got to Ishgard. Hot drinks out of the cold.
Freed food will be a bit longer than usual. We've got a lot of hungry folk to feed, what with the conference and all. Oh, so many people with cause to celebrate. To think there could be peace in our time, after all them years of fighting. When I heard about the conference, I knew I had to come. I knew I had to be here, to do my bit. My husband, he died fighting the dragons, you see. And here we are, about to break bread with him.
Uh-oh.
You were right, my lord. You look tired. Reckon you could do with a good long rest? After all you've done, I say you've earned it. Sleep now. Sleep. Sleep and leave us to our affairs.
This was never your fight.
No, but I made it mine. And the echo grants us clarity.
My son. They told me he walks in Hallone's halls. Him and the rest of his unit.
He told me the same.
I expect they think it's comforting. Every time I come, I cry. I cannot bear to remember, but to forget would be 1,000 times worse. Yet that is what they would have us do. Accept this truth for the sake of peace. Bury the past and look to the future. But he was my future. My flesh and blood. My heart.
Is this it? We're the only ones with the courage to oppose this madness? Cowards, a lot of them.
They think only of the prize, of the peace Sir Aymeric promises them. They know in their hearts it's a lie, but they go along with it anyway, desperate fools. But not I. I see the worm that killed my brother in my dreams every night, and I will not rest until he lies broken at my feet. Him and every last one of his accursed kin.
All this nonsense about Kings of Eld, as if I care what they did or didn't do. Makes no difference to me and mine. Have the dragons sued for peace in 1,000 years? Are they bollocks? It's a bloody ruse is what it is, and Sir Aymeric and the rest of them bloody fallen for it.
But what can we do? They believe, and naught we can say will ever change their minds. Whether we like it or not, man and dragon will come together at Vulcan's Nest, and all will be forgiven. Forgiven and forgotten.
No. I will not let that happen. They will remember the true face of the enemy. I will show it to them. And we will rise up against them once more.
Hey! Hey! This is no time for napping. Do you have your wits about you? Good. Come with me. We have a crisis on our hands.
Hear me, brothers and sisters. Do not be fooled by the honeyed words of the Dravarnians. The peace they promise is but a prelude to slaughter. Remember your husbands and wives never returned from war. Your children torn apart by fang and claw. All your loved ones shown no mercy. Does not your heart cry out for vengeance? Your blood boil at the injustice? Remember the face of your enemy, brothers and sisters. Remember it, and strike back!
You there! Don't just stand around gawping! Do something, man! Stop her!
Yes, my lord.
See here the true nature of the Highborn. With lies and deception they lead us to our doom. And dare we raise our voices in dissent? Death is our reward. This is the choice they have given us, brothers and sisters. Death by dragon's fang, or death by nobleman's command. Death to all we hold dear. I spit on your choices, noblemen! You will take no more from me! No more! No more!
What have you done?
I only did as you ordered, my lord.
I gave no such order. I did not. I I never meant for anyone to...
Way to undo all our progress. Well, I suppose it wasn't his fault. I dare say that could not have played out any worse, given that the First Commander and Lord Artorel are not here to take control of the situation. I spoke with a messenger who said that they would be returning shortly, but until they do, naught will be done. Lord Aymeric has retreated to the barracks and is refusing to speak to anyone. Therefore, it falls to us to ensure that order has been fully restored. Come, let us walk the streets and speak with the people. Well, I guess we kinda have to. But we will speak to them in the next episode. It's not really much of a cliffhanger at this point. It would have been if I had left it off right before this quest, but we'll go ahead and try and calm things down in the next episode. So until I see you again, my name is Foxy Games. Take care, everyone. Bye.